Hi folks, this is Karim Raouf from IT Visualizer channel. We will continue our lab matrix labs, the video number 97. We have been discussing in the previous video the following. We have closed the topic concerning troubleshooting VSS as a service, which is mainly used by the backup solutions, something like Veeam, something like backup exec. This service is good because it can back up anything or almost everything when it is open. So for example, you can back up an application when it is opened, you can back up an open file when it is opened, you can back up a database while accessing it. So this helps or this has helped us as an IT to back up everything while it is running or online. Before that, or before this technology, doing that was a little bit hard. You need to stop most of these things and then back them up or back them offline. Anyway, we have discussed this topic, discussed a lot of scenarios concerning this topic. Uh, we have seen or we have a lot of exercises, a lot of real world scenarios concerning this topic. And we have our reference for all of this material from Mr. Lo van der Poel website or his YouTube channel, which is called Tech Savvy. And actually, he is discussing a lot of important topics in IT. I encourage you all to go and subscribe to his channel and see his wonderful videos. Anyway, today we will discuss another topic which is very, very important, which is how to repair Windows operating system, which is a very, very critical issue because most of us, or when we begin working in the IT field, when some user come to us and try to or say to us that he's having problems concerning his operating system, most of us in the beginnings just reload the operating system or just reinstall the system from scratch without trying to see what is the problem or what is the real cause of the operating system not working perfectly, or there is what is the issue, because this is the easiest way, just to reinstall a fresh copy of the operating system. So this is not the case in some or this can be the case for normal users or normal workstations. As for servers, this is a very, very critical issue. You cannot reinstall a server from scratch. For example, if it is an application server, you cannot do that. This will take a lot of time, a lot of maintenance time, so this will be a headache. I have a problem like that, but for, thank God it was concerning a backup server. I have two servers. These are two application servers. One is the main application server and the other is the backup application server. There was a problem uh, once we have one of the hard disks in the application or in the backup application server, one of the hard disks are failing or failed, and we have RAID technology on this server. So basically, uh, in a situation like that, you need to close the server and then remove the corrupted hard disk or the not working hard disk and put a new one, and then make the server online again, so you can take benefit of the RAID 5 technology to rebuild the data that was affected on the corrupted hard disk. Anyway, without going further details, uh, uh, I have already done this by, but not when the server is offline. I just remove the corrupted disk while the server is running. So this has made a problem, and the operating system crashed for some reason. I didn't know what was or what happened actually, but the operating system crashed. Okay, and this means a little bit of a problem because we need to reinstall everything from scratch. We need to install the operating system, then install the application, then sync this backup application with the main backup server so they are always in sync. This was a problem, and actually after searching the internet for a lot of time, with thank God, at the end I managed to or to fix the operating system and make it working again, okay, without the need to reinstall the operating system. So this was one of the things why you need to investigate further when there is a problem with the operating system. Make or make your last resort is to reinstall the operating system. This is a headache for IT, especially with servers, and also it will save you a lot of time when you are working with workstations. You can rebuild simply by using an image of the operating system, but this will take time for the workstations and for the servers. And this can be feasible when you are working with workstations, but not with working with servers. This will take a lot of time. Anyway, so there is a lot of tools, or especially we'll focus upon two tools, how we can repair Windows 11 or Windows 10 or Windows Server using these two tools. Actually, one of these tools most of us use, but it didn't or it doesn't do uh, any results, and I will show you why when using this tool will not give us any results. So, without further details, let's go to the topic of today, which is how to repair Windows 11, Windows Server 2022 protected system files. Okay, so using what? Using a tool called CFS and a code called DISM. These are two Microsoft tools that you can use to scan and repair Windows file systems or Windows operating file systems. Anyway, so let's go further and see. This is the PDF, or this is the documentation of Mr. Lo van der Pol. He have already a video called how to repair Windows 11 Server 2022 protected file systems or protected system files. You can go and see the video. This is the PDFs. It will be our reference, and this is the PDF. You can download it from the links under the video. Mr. Lo van der Pol, Tech Savvy Production. You will see a lot of uh, things how you can repair your Windows operating system. One of them, by the way, not only there is a corrupted file system, like I was talking about from a couple of seconds, maybe there is something in your hard disk. So if because the operating system is on the hard disk, maybe the problems with the operating system, it's not related to the operating system directly. It is related to the hard disk that the operating system is installed on. Maybe there is bad sectors. Maybe there is a corrupted partition or something, or there is something. You need to use the check disk utility. Anyway, we will see how we can use CF or SFC scan file system and DISM commands. We will see how we can repair Windows operating system, which can help us to save a lot of time. Okay, anyway, so this is the presentation of Mr. Lo van der Pol. Effective troubleshooting in less than an hour. Okay, so we can go something called Windows Resource Protection, or Windows RP. Protects essential system files, critical folders, and critical registry keys. So there is a folder in the Windows operating system that contains the most important files for the operating system, critical folders, and critical registry keys. Okay, so these are protected by the operating system from being modified or being played with. Okay, the only one that is responsible, or the only one that can play with this operating system or this essential or important operating system files, it is the Windows update only. Okay, if you need to update, this is the only one that can work on this file. So if, for example, I open the C partition and open the Windows, we will see a folder called Win. Let me remember, it's Win side by side folder. Okay, this is the folder that contains all of the important operating system files, registry keys and folders. All of these are contained in here. Okay, so this is very, very critical. And what happened is that when your system crashes or when your system is not booting, we will see that there is a lot of scenarios where that you operating system will not boot, or it is having some critical or serious errors. This happens because this file or this folder, some files in it or some components in it is corrupted and need to be repaired, or there is a problem with some important registry keys. Anyway, so to make it short, this folder contains all of the important operating system files. It is protected by the operating system. You cannot modify it, you cannot change it. The only one that can play with it, if you go to the properties and go to the security, you will see that the only one that have full control over this folder is the trusted installer. Okay, this is one, and this is mostly used by the Windows updates, or this is basically used by the Windows update to update the content of this folder. Okay, and it have full control. All of the other users, even the administrator, doesn't have only read and execute, so he doesn't have full control over this folder anyway. So this is a good thing. Most of the important files are collected and maintained in this folder. If we go again and see the other slide of Mr. Lovendelpol, understand the fundamentals. We have the Windows operating system, we have 5,000 files and folders structure, and we have configuration database. So we have two things. We have the operating system is uh, uh, it is consisting of files and folders and registry, which is configuration database. Okay, so this is the two things. The operating or the Windows operating system is consisting of 5,000 plus files, folder structure, and the registry, which is a configuration database. It is a place that you can play with the setting and configuration of the Windows. We have two things, and both can make your system crash. So if some files here are corrupted, this will crash the system, and if some registry keys are crashed, also your operating system will crash, or is corrupted, your system will crash. On the example that I have told you in the beginning of the video, it was actually a problem with the registry. One of the registry keys of the important operating system registry keys was corrupted, so I was not able to boot my operating system. Okay, and I have something called the blue screen of death. We will see that, and I will tell you what was the error exactly, because I have recorded it, and for future reference I will tell you what is the situation that I have already faced and how it was solved by repairing the registry. Okay, so we have this and this. Let me try to ask the certain AI tools maybe to a certain question. What are the components of the Windows operating system? Here, I think here we are talking about the components or the structure maybe, or structure. The Windows operating system. Let's see how this will be solved, or will be answered by Perplexity first. So he's saying here that the operating system is structured around a layered architecture that consists of several key components and subkeys. Below is an overview of its main components organized in user mode and kernel mode. So it's going deeper in the operating system. There is some user mode components, okay, and some kernel mode components, okay, core functions. So I think this is not the answer that you are seeking. Graphical user interface, memory management, conclusion. So anyway, this is I think he's going deep in the key components of the operating system. This is not the answer that you are seeking. Anyway, so we need to focus on these two, okay, this folder, which is very, very important, and the registry keys. If we go to the regedit, we need to focus on all of these. Okay, so we need to focus on the registry or important registry keys. If we go further, This is where you can solve any issues concerning your operating system, and all of the configuration of the Windows is lying here, and you can play with it from here. Anyway, so let's continue with the slide of Mr. Low van der Poel. Repair protected system files. So how we can repair these files, we can repair it with two utilities, which is SFC or scan file system. I think SFC, I think scan file components. Maybe we will see the abbreviation. I think it's not system because this is C. DISM and another called DISM command. These two utilities we can use, and they are built in the command prompt, and I think PowerShell. Both are integrated. You can use them from the command prompt or the PowerShell. Okay, so these two we can use to repair most of our or to repair our corrupted operating system. So we can continue. Now we can see Windows protected files. A single protected copy of many operating system files are found in the WinSXS, which is Windows Component Store, called Windows Component Store. Microsoft uses the NTFS hard link, making them appear in other directories as needed. These files are maintained by Windows Update Service. So most of these files, okay, even though they are one location, they appear in one location, but they are actually distributed along all of the C partition. So for example, the explorer.exe, it appears to be in C Windows, but actually its real location, it is in C Windows WinSXS. Another file which is called action center.dll, this file appears to be its location to be in C Windows System 32, but actually its real location, it is in C Windows WinSXS location. So how this is done, how we can see it in two places, actually it is like simply a shortcut, or this is a shortcut to the original file. Okay, it's like a shortcut, something called hard link. This is a way that you can make a file appear in two locations, okay, when it is actually only one file, but with two shortcuts, or let's say it's one file in one real location and the other is like a shortcut. So this is I think a way to collect all of the important files in one folder. Okay, this is a good way to do so. Okay, and make them appear in other files, in other folders, maybe for operating system needs or something. So this is called hard link. This is, we have talked about in previous videos, how this hard link is useful for doing or for make some files appear in different locations, okay, but only as one copy, okay, or one copy for the file, but it appears in other locations. Okay, so this is also by used by dedup or deduplication feature. It is used or uses this feature to remove duplicate files. Anyway, so this is a way called hard link, and Windows Store Components was originally designed to allow side-by-side assemblies. Example, two versions of a DLL running at the same time. So what is it? I don't know what he's talking about, this one. So this is the size of the folder, okay, and we can see that I was saying this was, or this is called, this folder is called Windows Component Store, okay, and it was originally designed to allow side-by-side assembly. Example, two versions of a DLL running at the same time. Okay, so this was created as he's talking about that this is done so you can run different versions of files at the same time. So this is Windows Component Store, okay, or this is called Windows Component Store. Okay, so again we will go and continue with the other slides. Windows Component Store and WinSX folder. .NET needs to be able to run multiple versions of runtimes for applications. Okay, so anyway, Windows Component Store, he's talking about Windows Component Store. I think this is not, this is the Windows Component Store are found. Okay, so it's called Windows Component Store. and he's saying why we need something like that. Okay, we will continue. With Vista, Microsoft, and more functions to the WinSX track and all service or components that make up the operating system. Each component track files, directory, registry keys, and services. Specific versions of components are collected together into packages to distribute but save space while hard linked to other directories as needed. Anyway, so we don't need all of this. If we go further, we will see that we have this is the folder compressed packages using extension of cab and .msu. Windows Component Store is a dense collection of operating system components that include files, directories, and registry keys. So this is called Windows Component or Windows Component Store that contains a collection of operating system components, include files, directories, and registries. They are compressed as cab and .msu. Okay, so again, these are useful information. Windows Component Store, this is the location used for functions like installation, customization, updating, and installing. So this is only accessed by the Windows update to update these components. Okay, customization, updating, and installing, enabling and disabling features on demand, change versions of Windows Pro to Enterprise, system recovery and boot failures, running programs using side-by-side assembly. So this is the function of the folder to customize the Windows operating system because it contains all of the operating system files, updating the operating system files, uninstalling some of the components of the operating system, enabling and disabling features. So because it contains all of the important operating system files, upgrading or updating, system recovery, and boot failures. So these components can be used to recover from boot failure and system recovery by repairing or by using these files. So for example, if one of the files is corrupted, you can restore it, and this will restore the system and boot failures. So this is one of the key functions of this folder. If the files in it is healthy, then your system is working perfectly. If it's not healthy, then you need to repair these files so you can restore your system and boot failures. Okay, running programs using side-by-side assemblies. Anyway, so these are all good info. If we continue further, we will see this is also called Windows Components. So we can see a lot of things. Actually don't need all of these things here. So this is the components of the operating system. We don't need to do all of this. Now we can go further and see the things here. We can analyze Windows Component Store. So let me show you something here. Okay, this is analyze Windows components. So this is a DISM command. Okay, this is the DISM command. You can tell him to analyze the component store or analyze the files. He will give you shared with Windows, backups and disable feature, cache and temporary files. All of this you can analyze the components of the folder, I think. We can see here this is 8.8. So this is a good command. It will give you the components of the folder. Okay, DISM online cleanup image analyze components. So what is a hard link? We have said that most of the files are protected in WinSXS. Okay, they appear, for example, the folder itself. It is in a single file. For example, this example, file 1 text is in a single file in directory 1. A hard link bits appear as if it is in a second copy of file 1 also in dir 2. So what we mean here, the original file, it is in dir 1, okay, but it can appear in another directory with the same name, but it's actually not there. It is referring, or it's a shortcut to the original file. Okay, so this is how you can see hard linking. You can make two or make one file appear in two locations. Okay, so this is the hard link. Okay, again, you can continue with the other file. There is a utility that you can download from a Nearsoft website that can show you how that the Windows operating system files are hard linked, or they are appear in a certain location, but the original location it's another one. Let's show you all, or let me show you all how we can do this. If you go to Nearsoft and we go, I think, to System Tools, you have something called NTFS. USB. Okay, I think it is in the, let's go to all utilities, close. So if you get here and find NTFS, can you go further? There was a utility, I think it's there, but let me see. It is called NTFS. So these are disk utilities. It's called NTFS. NTFS links view. So here it is. You just click on it and download it. Let me try to open it and let me show you all what does it do exactly. If you go to, I have downloaded to Matrix. Okay, and then we can go to the utility. It's called NTFS links view, and then we open the utility, run as. Okay, then we try to tell him go. Okay, for example, if I tell him to go to Windows or C Windows, okay, this contains all of the operating system files, okay, which appears to be C Windows, but actually all of the important files are not in this location. It is in another location. Let him go. Now we will see that, for example, C Windows, this file, actually it appears in C Windows, but the original location, it is Win SSX, so it appears, or this is the original location. Okay, this is only a shortcut. For example, Explorer, we can see it in C Windows Explorer, but actually it is in C Windows Win SSX. So this is how you can collect all of the important files in one location. They appear in one location, okay, or appear in different locations, okay, but actually they are all shortcuts. So for example, this is a shortcut. The original file, it is in there. So this is how you can see, or you can imagine what is a hard link. Okay, so this is the utility of Nearsoft. You can download it for free. If we go and continue with the slides, NTFS hard links of one file shows up in many directories. This is the the explanation of hard links. Both Windows and Linux use the concept of hard links. One file but showing up in more than one location on the hard drive. This is key fundamentals of the Windows Component Store. The Windows Component Store has the one real file, and the hard links make it appear in the Windows System 32 folder. So this is uh, exactly what we are talking about concerning the hard link. Serious operating system failures. What will happen, or how the system can fail? Loss of power sometimes happen. Just a moment, guys. So for example, when a crash or a sudden loss of power can crash the system, okay, hardware failures, maybe a RAM failure or a hard disk failure, can crash the operating system. Or normal operating system crashes, maybe some corruption in the operating system files. So a loss of power can corrupt the operating system. A hardware failure can corrupt the operating system, especially if it's a hard disk. Corruption of file systems in general, maybe updating the operating system, or a failed update to the operating system can crash the files of the operating system. Malware, virus detection, this is one of the main reasons for operating system to fail. The malware has corrupted some of the important files of the operating system, and it crashes or it is not working anymore. Poorly designed application softwares, maybe a software that you have installed on the operating system can crash the operating system if it's not designed perfectly. Poor design drivers, if there is a driver for one of your hardware, okay, if it's not coded or it is not written correctly, it can crash the operating system. One of the most famous things, or one of the most famous drivers that make problem with the Microsoft operating system is NVIDIA drivers. If you have one of these graphic cards, we all know about the problems concerning NVIDIA and its drivers with Microsoft operating system. So all of these are common things or serious operating system failures. What happens or what can be the cause of a system failure? Okay, if we continue and go with the other things, we have symptoms, error messages, lookups, non-booting. This happened to me, non-booting, erratic behavior. So for example, we have a problem, something went wrong, runtime errors. So we have a lot of these errors. This means that we have a serious problem with our operating system. Non-booting, if you try to boot and it gives you the blue screen of death, which happens for me, that I have the blue screen of death. If there is a blue screen of death, then it's if it's percentage 90% that you will not be able to log into the operating system. So for example, if you go there and see, this is one of the errors. When you try to boot your operating system, it will not be able to boot, and it will initialize a tool called diagnostic tool and automatic repair. It will try to repair the boot problem and get you to log into the operating system, but if it fails, then it will give you automatic repair could not repair your PC. So this is one of the automatic cleaning or automatic tools that are used by Microsoft to repair your boot system. But most of the time, if it is a serious issue, automatic repair will not be able to do that. So this is one of the things, or this is one of the issues we need to see how we can solve it, how we can solve a problem like that using SFC and using DISM commands. So we will go further with the slides. Next, is the operating system repairable? It is repairable. As I told you with these two tools, if you go further and see enterprise endpoint management systems, Intune, SSM, semantic management, Octopus, Smart Deploy. So I think all of these are software to update or to manage updates of your network. For example, SSM is used to make inventory of the operating systems in your network, push updates, do a lot of things. It's called enterprise endpoint management systems. Intune, it is used to deploy applications and operating systems to workstations. Semantic management, smart deploy, also all of these are operating or applications to deploy and push updates to the operating systems. Updates can be updates for operating system and updates for third-party software. So I don't know why he is putting this in the slide. Anyway, we'll continue working with the things or working with the slides. Online repair of Windows protected files. So here there is a way that we can repair the files in this folder. Okay, I'll repair the files in the C, and then we have Windows, and repair the files in here. So we can have, or we have a way to repair these files. What are these? We can go and see the first thing, SFC or System File Checker. Scans and verifies the integrity of all protected file systems, can be used on a running operating system, can be used offline with a bootable USB or Windows iOS system. So we can use SFC when the operating system, we can able to boot the operating system and open it. We can use SFC to repair the files in the folder, or we can use it when we are not able to boot. We can use a bootable flash that contains the Windows ISO files and boot in the repair mode and use the system file checker to repair the files. Okay, if we go and continue with the slides, so he is talking about Windows updates is the only feature that can work with these files. Keeps the files updated in this folder, compares the files to some check for verification, for corruption, can automatically fix a protected file. Okay, so if there is a problem with one of the files, it can be solved by the Windows update. It can update it and repair it if it's not a serious issue. Okay, and we continue with the other slides. Now we see that I told you that the only one that can use this folder or have full control over this folder, it is the trust installer or the trusted installer. It have full control over this folder. If we continue with the other slides again, we see this is the command SFC scan now, checks the integrity of protected file systems. The folder win SSX. SFC will replace a missing, corrupted, and incorrect version file system. So let me finish and tell you how he will do that. Replace corrupted and incorrect version file system. It can detect an improperly overwritten file. It uses the Windows Component Store to retrieve the correct files. So anyway, this will repair the important system files. How he repair them? He will repair them from a cached version of these files on the hard disk. So this can be repaired online. Okay, he can repair the files online, getting them online and repair them, or they can repair them from the cached version of your files. I have seen another video for another YouTuber saying that most of this failed, or why this step failed, because most of the cached files of the important operating system files are old, they are not updated. So you need to make sure that the cached versions of your protected system files or the cached versions of the important operating system files are up to date. This can be done using the DISM command. We will see that later, but most of us, this fails because we have an old version of the protected system files or the important system files. So check the integrity of protected system. SFC will replace a missing, corrupted, and incorrect version file. It can detect an improperly overwritten file. It uses the Windows Component Store to retrieve the correct files. So anyway, this is very basic. We can do this, and we can do like that, and we can use it. Then copy, and then we can open the commandlet or open CMD. Right click and run as administrator. Then you can type that, but first I need to see the commandlets, so we can tell him verify only. Just to make sure that scan executive all protected, no repair operation is performed. Scan now, scan executive all protected file system and repair with the problems when possible. Okay, so these are the files, and off boot and the other commandlets we will see that we can use it for offline repair. So all of these are used when we are online. We can go or we can access the operating system and work with these commandlets. These are used when we don't have internet access. And we are not able to boot to the operating system. And by the way, I think if you are offline, then he will repair the system files from a cached version of these operating system files. Okay, as for online, I think he will repair them by getting them from the Windows Store or Windows Component Store. Anyway, so this is one thing I need to ask the AI tools concerning one important question here. So let me go to Perplexity. SFC utility. How it repairs system files online and when offline. Okay, let's see this one. So here, let's see the answer. Is a built-in Windows utility designed to scan and repair corrupted or missing system files. It plays a crucial role for maintaining system integrity, so on. So online repair. When FC run in online mode, it operates while the Windows operating system is running the command SFC. So now this is correct. What is the scanning process? The utility checks the integrity of all protected file systems. If it detects any corruption or missing files, SFC attempts to replace them with the correct versions from a cached backup stored in Windows Component Store located in Windows system. So this is how we do that. So uh, uh, if there is a corrupted file, so what if the corrupted files itself are, or the version here is corrected or it is corrupted? So let's do something here. If there is a problem with the operating system, so SFC can repair them by going to this folder that contains a working version of all of the operating or the imported operating system files. Let's say it like a backup. But what if this source is corrupted? So how we can solve it? Anyway, this is the SFC. It will repair the operating system by getting a cached backup stored in this one. This is the online. So it will not repair it directly. It will not get it from the internet. It will get it from this folder. Automation. Let's see here, or let's continue with the thing here. Automation. The process is automated and require no user intervention beyond initiating the command. But I think here, even though he can get this cached, but what if it is corrupted? He will get them online. I think there is two ways. He can get it from the backup stores or from this folder, which is a backup, okay, or he can get it online, okay. So outcome, okay, offline repair. Offline, this is to boot from a CD and or from CD-ROM, and then for example here we will tell him the C partition, and this is the folder that we need to repair. Okay, we will see that when we come to this stage. Okay, conclusion. So I think here, because I have already searched or I have seen another video, so basically the SFC and the DISM command use the files or the cached files in this folder or the backup in this folder to repair operating system files. Okay, so I think this is the issue here. The utility, if it is detected in missing FC of cached backup stored, okay, this is good, but I think it also gets it from online. Okay, it gets try to get them online. So this is the SFC, and it is basically, as we can see here, we can run it SFC scan now to repair or tell him verify, for example, to only check the integrity of the files. Okay, verify only, so we can use it. Okay, this is a good thing. We can verify certain files or a certain file, and so he can repair these files by replacing them from this folder, which is this one. But I think, what if they are corrupted? What if this file is, or the files in this folder is corrupted? What will happen? I think we need the DISM command to do so. It will repair them by getting them online. So there is two situations. A situation where a problem arises because some files are corrupted. Let me return back to a certain situation here, or a certain diagram. I need to go back to this one. So what, for example, if one of the file systems, for example, this one, okay, is the link to the original file is cut or it is not working, okay. So for example, maybe this is C Windows, for example. Let me show you something here again to clarify my point. what SFC does. For example, if we go to the utility, let's open this one and open the utility itself, videos, and then we can go to go to the final here, final, and we open this one. So if we open like that, okay, yes, and we go to see Windows, for example. Okay, what if the link is broken? Okay, so this file is no more there. Okay, it's in the original location, but it is here, for example, missing, or it's not there. So, or the link is corrupted. So I think SFC will repair the link so it will appear again. For example, maybe the corruption, it's not that the file itself is deleted. It is deleted, or it is not appearing in the, or the shortcut is not appearing here. It is disappeared from here, but it is in its original location. So the hard link is broken. I think SFC will repair this and return it back. But what if the source file itself it's not working? It should be replaced from online version, maybe by Windows Update or by DISM command. We will see that later. So there is two ways SFC will repair a file if I think the hard link is not working, or if the original file itself is not there, then the DISM will try to get it online and put it back. Okay, I think this is how, or these two versions work. If we go and continue with the other slides, again, let's continue and go. Where is the SFC again? So let's go, and here is the, we have seen this SFC scan now, and the steps. So we can go now with the steps. First of all, we need to have some logical thinking. Okay, it's the operating system crash because a software, the operating system software is not working, or it is a hardware failure. So for example, here is the what we can do: run vendor's hardware diagnostic. So for example, my laptop I'm working on is Lenovo. If I have a problem with my operating system, I need first to run the diagnostic tools that came with my laptop. Maybe there is a problem with my memory, problem with my hard disk, problem with one of my components in the motherboard. All of this is a hardware that leads to a software crashing. So I need to first run them and see if the problem is my is with my hardware before I go and say that it is a software issue, not a hardware issue. So we run vendors diagnostic tools. So if we pass yes, if no, we have to connect. For example, if the hardware fails, then we have to work with the vendor. If it passes, then we run SFC scan now. If it passes no, then run DISM and repair component store. So this is what we are talking about. If the SFC doesn't work, then the problem will be with the components of the WinSSX folder. So we need to repair them by the DISM command. Okay, and then if yes, then if it is yes done, then we can run SFC scan now again. Okay, so this is one thing. We need to make sure our operating system is working with this, or to make sure it is a hardware issue or a software issue. So I think we have 48 minutes. So anyway, so this is the logical thinking of the things. For example, time cost for hardware diagnostic. Typical HP Lenovo has diagnostic tests. We can see only takes 10 minutes. About 45 minutes for extensive memory test. Vendor diagnostic isolates hardware from the operating system issues. Okay, so this is good. For example, here is the Dell. You can go to the BIOS, okay, or press delete or F12, I think, or F10 maybe, to get to the diagnostic tools. You can see from here diagnostic tools. Okay, this is for the Dell, and this is for the Lenovo. You can do a diagnostic test for the hard disk, and so on. So this is a good thing to isolate if it's a problem of a hardware leading to operating system failure, or it is an internal, or it's an application failure, or it is a software, or it is a coding issue, or a corrupted file system, not hardware leading to an operating system failure. So again, we can work. My hardware does not have supplied diagnostic tools. For example, maybe you have a laptop or a workstation that doesn't have this built-in diagnostic tools. You can use some live CDs, something like Herrenboot CD or Ubuntu or something, Ubuntu and Seagate tool. These are built-in tools that you can put it on a flash or on a DVD, and you can boot with it and use its diagnostic tools to diagnose your hard disk, your memory, so and so. So this can be done, okay. And if you go further, this is the utility SFC scan now, and SFC uses hashes files to verify integrity. So here he is comparing, or he is trying to scan your file systems to see if they are corrupted or not through using the hash file or the hash utility or hash concept. Okay, so for example, a healthy version of the file have a certain number or a certain hash. If it is corrupted, this hash will differ. So again, if you continue with the other things here, for example, if you try to tell him SFC scan now, we will see the utility. For example, here is saying successfully repaired for online, found corrupted files, successfully repaired files for online repairs. This is included. So when you run this utility or run this command, it will put, or it will create some logs in this location. Let's see if I have used this utility before. C Windows, C, let's go to then the C Windows. Then we have something called logs. If you go to logs, okay, and then we have CBS, and then we have cbs.log. Here it is. This is the log. So I think here I have already done done something like that. Okay, so this is a file. It runs. I think this is done. I think this is done automatically by Windows Update, maybe. So if you can see here, this is run today, I think. Let's go and see here. So it runs yesterday. So I think this is SFC. I think it runs maybe trusted installer. So I think this is run by the Windows Update. So I think it's trying to maybe see the integrity of my files, maybe through Windows Update, maybe. So let me do something here. If I try to take this file or this log, copy it, okay, and I'll try to see if I make AI tools to analyze it. If you go paste and try to ask, for example, maybe go to Claude, because I think Claude will do here. Let me try to attach the file, okay, and go to the desktop and tell him analyze and give insights about this file. Let's see what it will do. Conversation is over. Unsafe. Try to replace a smaller conversation 170 over the length. Try replacing Dutch file with smaller. Okay, so he is not accepting this. Okay, let me try to see. I think maybe here Gemini accepts more files. If you try to upload the file, and here we will go and desktop and try tell him to copy like that. The current model does not support this type, or what does it support? If you tell him to upload all files, so maybe text. Okay, let's see if we try to change it to text. Okay, let's see that. Rename it to text. Okay, and try to see if can we open it. Okay, we can. So now we try to see if Gemini will accept the file. Okay, now we have a text file open. So let's tell him analyze and give insights. Let's see if what he will do. Let's do like that. So he's talking about the file and what does it contain exactly. Okay, so let me see. Okay, let me see what does this file talk about exactly. He's talking here about this is Windows component-based service system, especially detailing the activity of the trusted installer, okay, and its worker process. The log provides detailed record of system updates, so this is related to system updates, component installation, and maintenance tasks of a Windows system. So maybe there is an SFC maintenance or just repairing the files or something. Here is an analyzation of the key events and insights from here. Trusted installer installation shutdown. The log starts with initialization of trusted installer or January. The trusted installer is the core Windows service responsible for installing, modifying, and removing Windows updates and optional components. The service initialized performs startup. The service initializes, performs startup processing, and then enters a main loop where it's likely waiting for task. The trusted installer shuts down multiple times due to shutdown resolve auto stop, which suggests it's configured to stop automatically after a period of inactivity or when our tasks are pending. So I think this is related to Windows updates. So this log, even though it seems from this slide it is related to SFC, but it's also related to other things, not only this one. So if we go and continue with the analyzation, T-work is a worker process shared with trusted installer. It performs the actual work of installing and servicing components. The log shows T-worker initializing, starting up a main loop and processing various tasks. Service staking loading. The log indicates the service staking is loaded. The service staking is a critical component responsible for managing updates and servicing. So I think this is related to Windows updates. Even though I didn't have any update yesterday or today, but I think he is checking for updates maybe. Package applicability evaluation. A significant portion of the log is dedicated to evaluating the applicability of various packages. This involves checking if a package, update, feature, or drive is relevant to the system current configuration. Okay, the CBS system checks package applicability based on factors like parent package. Some packages depend on other packages. The log shows the system checking if parent packages are present and in correct state. So I think he is making some maintenance concerning the components of the operating system. Okay, version comparison. The system checks if a higher version of package is already installed and in case the version mark is at subroutine. So I think he is here. Higher version is installed where in this case the older version is marked as so. He's checking for the updates for my critical operating system files maybe and packages. System architecture check if the package is compatible with the system architecture, edition and build, local and languages, features on demand. The log mentions feature on demand package. These are optional features that can be installed or removed. The log indicates that some are found on the server but are not applicable on the system. Update and installation services. The log shows that multiple updates are evaluated and some are services by newer versions. For instance, multiple updates to .NET are evaluated, including so and so. These packages are applicable and installed. It also showed that many packages related to so and so component store integrity check. So I think this is it. Component store integrity check. No starts. Pending store consistent check. This indicates that a consistency check of the components store is scheduled. The component store is where Windows stores system files and components. So this is the thing here. Okay, he is checking for the consistency of the files in this folder, which is a crucial thing. Okay, so he is checking if the files are correct. This is done, I think, automatically. It was done yesterday and today. Windows Update Agent activity. The log shows sessions initialized by Windows Update Agent at multiple times. I think we have a recent update maybe coming next Wednesday. There are instances where internal open package fails with an error, so it might indicate issues with the package file or so. Scavenging, the log mentions idle scavenging repair requested, maintain, so on. So this is likely related to CBS cleaning operations. It involves removing obsolete or unused files from the component store to reclaim disk space. Good thing. Insights. System maintenance. The log demonstrates the regular maintenance activities performed by the CBS system, including checking for updates, evaluating package availability, and perform cleanup tasks. Very, very good. Update installation. The system appears to be actively updating itself. Successfully installed some updates, while others are superseded or deemed not applicable. Component store health. The pending store consistency check suggests that the system is monitoring the integrity of the component store. This is the one that we are seeking, which is crucial for system stability. Potential issues. There is some errors concerning with specific update packages, possibilities, so and so. So very, very good. Okay. Overall, the log file provides a detailed look into the inner works of Windows servicing stack. It shows cases the complexity of managing updates and maintaining the integrity of the operating system core components. The log entry suggests a healthy system that is actively being updated and maintained, although some minor errors related to package validity are present, which is a very, very good thing. So, from this thing, I think SFC will run automatically. So, let me ask it a question. Well, does SFC utility logs can be included in this log? And about component store health. How it is done. Let's see what will be the answer. So let me see the answer. Here is talking about, let me clarify how SFC and DISM relate to CBS logs and component store health. SFC utility logs and CBS. Yes, the system file checker utility actions and results are logged in CBS. Yes, that's what we're talking about. When you run SFC scan now, it integrates with SFC2. Scan for integrity violations. SFC checks the integrity of protected file system by comparing them against the WinSS. Okay. Protected file systems by comparing them to this one. Okay, log findings. If SFC finds any corrupted or missing file, it will log them in the CBS log. Look for entries that mention CSI, component store interface, or repairing. These entries will contain details about so and so. This is an example. So, very good. Now, we can know that this is called CBS. What is the CBS he was talking about? This is something called, or I think this is abbreviation for what is the CBS? I think this is related to overall CBS log. Anyway, so I think this is a log that contains a lot of things. Most of it, as we can see here, this is very, very important. Component-based or Windows component-based system or component-based servicing system. So I think analyzing this file will give you a good look about the health of your operating system. If you go there and see, this is a good thing. So if I try to maybe ask ChatGPT also to do the same, but I don't know if he will accept this thing. If you go upload and try to see if he'll accept this one. So I think this is a good way to analyze so if we can continue, let's try to get it from here. Let me see, analyze and give insights. Let's see there. Copy and try to give it to this one. Control V and give insights. Let's try to, I think this is O1 reasoning. Can I do that? I don't know, but let's get it for ChatGPT 4.0 and see this one. Okay, let me do something here. Let's go and tell him something here. Explain. Explain the previous two responses like you are talking to a junior IT administrator. Let's see if we can explain it in a simple way. And let's see this one. Give insights. So let's see first how we will explain. Let's see how we'll explain this to me as a junior IT. So let's see. Imagine you are a junior IT and we're looking at the computer that might have some issues. We need tools to check the system if system files are okay and if updates are working correctly. That's where the CBS logs comes. Okay, so this is a good tip. Response one. What's CBS log? This file response like showing you what kind of entries you will find like in a diary. Let's break it down. Trusted installer and T-worker. These are like the main workers who install and update software on Windows. This log shows clocking in, initializing, doing the job process task, and clocking out, shutting down. They handle the actual installation, modification, and removal of Windows updates and features. Good thing. Service stacking. This is like the supervisor who manages the update process. The log tells you which version of the supervisor is running. Okay. Package compatibility. Before installing an update or a feature, Windows check if it is actually needed and compatible with the computer. It's like checking if a puzzle fit pieces before putting it in place. The records checked parent. Some updates depend on others. The log shows if these parent updates are already installed. Versions. If a newer version of an update is already installed, the older one is no longer needed. System architecture. If the update meant for 32-bit or 64-bit, this is log. Make sure that the right one is applied. Edition and build. It's for Home, Pro, or Enterprise Edition. What's the current Windows build number? Local and language. Is this update for the correct language and region? Features on demand. These are optional features that the user can choose to install or remove. Errors. Sometimes things go wrong. The log will show error like CBS invalid package, which means there is a problem with an update package. So he's talking very simple thing, okay, and he's giving us even a thing to use it or to when we can use this log. Now, as a junior IT admin, you have two main tools to check and fix system files. SFC, this is like a basic health check for your system files. What does it do? Scan now important files and compare them to a good copy stored in a special folder. This is what we are talking about. So he's scanning the file systems and there is a good copy of them in SFC. So what if the source is corrupted? Then we need to change the source files. Logs in CBS. When SFC does a job, it makes notes in CBS. You will see entries with CIS, mentions of repair, its fixes. So sometimes this will not work because the version of the cached operating system files are older or they are old. DISM, deployment image service and management. This is more advanced tool for fixing issues with component store itself, the source. Think of it as a repair shop for the place where Windows keeps its spare parts. So component store is a critical folder where Windows store operating system files. It's like a backup of all important files needed to repair or update your system. Corruption. Sometimes the component store itself can get corrupted. This can happen due to various reasons like failed updates, software conflicts, or even malware. DISM role. DISM can check the health of the component store and fix it using online or offline sources. The most common commandlets are, we will use them later, all of these. Okay, a quick check if there is any issues, a more thoughtful scan for problems, attempts to repair. So very good analyzation. CBS log connection. DISM also logs in CBS, which will see entries related to its operation and errors in encountered. Scavenging, the process of removing old and surfaced files from the component store, and so on. So we fit all together. Sometimes seems wrong with the computer, slow, crashing, or updates are failing. You might start SFC scan now to do a basic check of the file systems. SFC finds problem but can't fix them, or deeper issues. You might use this to check and repair the component store. Through this process, you can check the CBS to see details of Windows SFC and DISM and so on. So, understanding this tool, you can effectively troubleshoot and maintain Windows updates. That might be practice very good. We will stop now, guys. So let's continue, guys. Let's see ChatGPT answer concerning the CBS log analyzation, and then I'll try to give him or try to make him explain this as a junior IT. So again, we will see the answer of ChatGPT. He's saying that CBS log provides a wealth of technical details about system servicing operations on a Windows machine. Here are specific insights driven from the log. System servicing operations, initialization success. The trusted installer service initialized and started successfully. A sign of functioning service stack. The service is critical for managing updates, installation, and feature configuration. Lock mechanism. Locks such as CCBS and so these two were added to synchronize operation, ensuring that concurrent access to critical system resources. I don't know what is lock mechanism. Build and version consistency. The system uses Windows 10 build. This is my build. or the Windows version showing the installed service stacking is updated and aligned with this version of Windows. This implies the system is well maintained in terms of update infrastructure. So a good wealth or a good info we can benefit from. Package evaluation insight, evaluation outcomes. Numerous packages were evaluated. Results include installed packages like Microsoft so and so are already present. Supersedes packages like Microsoft Quick Access package were evaluated as outdated and replaced by newer versions. This is an update process. Absent some features that Microsoft Wireless Display so feature on demand package were deemed unnecessary or not applicable. Okay. Regional configuration mismatch. Specific features were skipped due to local mismatches. This indicates some regional setting or language features may need adjustment to enable additional features. Language and accessibility features. The system supports a wide range of installed language and accessibility packages, indicating a focus on usability for diverse users groups. This includes handwriting support, font package, and OCR capabilities. Performance. So he is just digesting the log and putting it into parts. First of all, system servicing operations. I think this is the update service. And then the packages that need to be updated. And then the performance and system health. No critical errors logged. The absence of critical errors, messages, or warning in the provided snippet suggests the servicing operations are stable and healthy. Pending consistency check. The log noted a pending store consistency check. A standard operation to ensure the integrity of installed components. This show proactive system health management. Supersedes featured. Multiple packages were flagged as supersede. This indicates the system has undergone regular updates, replacing older features with newer, more optimized versions. Operation consideration. Feature on demand. Evaluation of feature on demand package demonstrate the modular design of Windows, allowing features to be added or removed as needed. Some feature on demand packages were found but skipped due to system compatibility. Timestamps. The log entries are precise and timestamps suggesting an organized, well-logged servicing process. T-worker operation. The trusted installer worker processed the log efficiency, handling packages capability, evaluations for updates or feature installations. Recommendation. Address regional mismatch. Adjust system local setting to avoid mismatch and ensure compatibility with the feature. Monitoring pending consistency check. Verify that the pending store consistency check completes successfully to maintain system integrity. Update plan. Ensure that all subseeds updates or packages are reviewed and updated. Apply to avoid relying on outdated components. FOD package consideration. Features like wireless display are required. Check system configuration and enable them if applicable. Would you like to do so? Here asking him to the previous two answers to list them or to give it or to explain it as a junior IT. So I need to him to explain this. Let's read out or read this out loudly.
Sure. Let me break this down step by step so it's easier to understand. What is this log about? The log you provided is from CBS, Component-Based Servicing, which is a critical part of Windows. It manages system updates, installing or removing Windows features, and keeping things running smoothly. Imagine CBS as the system's control room for updates and features. This log shows what happened during one of its operations. What does the log tell us? 1. Trusted Installer is working fine. Trusted Installer is like a special admin that installs updates and features. The log shows it started correctly and is doing its job. 2. Lots of packages were checked. The system looked at many features like language packs, accessibility tools, and optional extras like wireless display support. It checked if these features are already installed. Some features were found and marked as installed. Outdated, superseded. For example, some tools had newer versions already installed. Not needed. Some packages didn't apply to this system, so they were skipped. 3. Regional settings mismatch. Some features couldn't be applied because the system's region, e.g. Egypt e.g., didn't match the feature's region, e.g. Taiwan. This is like trying to install a feature meant for another country. It just doesn't fit. 4. System is healthy. There were no big red flags or errors in the log. The system seems to be handling updates and features well. Why does this matter? It shows the system is up to date. The servicing stack, which controls updates, is running on a recent version. That's good. It's checking for updates. CBS is keeping track of what's installed and what needs to be updated or removed. It's proactive. The system is planning a consistency check, which is like a health check to ensure everything installed works properly. What can you do as an IT admin? 1. Fix regional mismatches if needed. If users need features tied to specific regions, e.g. Taiwan, you can adjust the system's locale to match. This is in Settings, Time and Language, Region. 2. Monitor consistency checks. The system plans to check itself for any issues. Make sure it runs this check, and if there are problems, Windows logs like this one will help you fix them. 3. Keep updates going. Regular updates are happening, but keep an eye on any superseded, outdated features to ensure they're replaced with newer ones. 4. Enable missing features if needed. Some optional features, like wireless display, are absent. If users need them, you can install them via Settings, Apps, Optional Features. Key takeaway for you. This log shows your system is doing well. It's running updates, checking features, and staying organized. As a junior IT admin, your job is to watch for red flags in these logs, like errors or failed updates. Help users get the features they need. Ensure the system is healthy by allowing it to run checks and updates regularly. Does this make sense? Would you like help with anything specific, like how to adjust regions or install missing features?
Perfect answer from my point of view, and we have here a very uh, I think this log is a treasure because it contains a lot of useful information concerning how we can deal with problems concerning our operating system. Let me see here. I try to give Claude, because I think there is a problem with the content of this file. It's too large if you tell him to analyze this log. So I see here we cannot exceed it. I think it doesn't, we cannot put all of the content of the data here. Anyway, so we will remove this file, and let me try to do something here. First of all, I need to ask it to generate some exercises. Let me do a couple of tricks here. If we try to ask uh, uh, Gemini and ChatGPT to explain the CBS topic and give us exercises on how to deal with it. First of all, let me try to give it this prompt and see on how to, or on, let's see that. Uh, okay, let me try it hands-on exercise, not from the project knowledge. Let's see here. So, how to use this CBS log to troubleshoot. Let's see if we can. If you can see if he can give us some exercises concerning this topic. Text. Okay, let's see and try to see if this will work. Here you go, and then we can go to Gemini and ask it the same question. And let's see ChatGPT here and the answer. So let's see the answer of uh, ChatGPT producing CBS. First exercise: how to locate and open CBS.log. A user report system updates are failing and you need to start troubleshooting, checking the CBS log. So C Windows log again, C logs, CBS. I think this is in configuration maybe, or C logs, CBS. Open the notepad, search for phrase error or failed. So let's try again to see if he's correct. If you go there and try to open, there's this PC, and then we have C, and then we have Windows, I think, then we have logs, and then we have CBC. Okay, here it is. Okay, and let's continue. You can open CBS log, identify lines containing errors or failures. If I locate specific error lines undocumented, this is exercise 1. Exercise 2. Understand package status, install, supersede, absence, and evaluate their relevance. A department request enabling a language pack that might be missing. So you open the CBS, search for a package name, Microsoft language feature, so on. So identify its status, installed or superseded or absent. Okay, if the package is marked as absent, proceed to install it using the PowerShell. So, okay. Uh, okay, that's good. Okay, if mark is absent, proceed to install it. Outcome, the log confirms that the state and missing package is installed. Check the package state again in CSLog or PowerShell using this commandlet. Resolving local mismatch. This was in my log. There was a problem. Address issue caused by mismatch regional settings. Some updates are skipped due to mismatch locals. So we have this for Taiwan. Some updates are not installed because this is for Taiwan and I have Egypt as the regional setting. Define mismatch locals in CBS, time language region, add the region. Require Taiwan, for example. Restart the trusted. Why I need to restore or restart? Why is this? This step seems to be suspicious. Why I need to do that? To restart maybe the update feature, maybe, but I don't trust this point anyway. Rerun the update process. Local dependencies are no longer skipped. Recheck CBS for resolved mismatch local. Troubleshoot failed updates. Learn to diagnose and resolve failed updates. A security update failed. So I think this is not related to security updates. So it's checking for updates, but I don't think. Let me try. I think a recent update will come. Let me see after it finishes if this will be logged in CBS log. Okay, and we have failed. Then if there is a failed update, tell him SFC scan now for corruption. If corruption found, repair it with deployment service, so and so, restore health for corruption. So this is for scan now. As for corruption, it can fix it, but if it is not fixed, you can fix it using DISM command. We will see that later. Retry the update by Windows Update on manually. Expect outcome the update complete successfully. Verification CS log or Windows Update history. Okay, so again, we can continue using PowerShell log for analysis. Automate CBS log analysis with PowerShell. You need a quicker way to extract error logs from CBS logs. Here is a thing you can do. Let me try to get this commandlet and see it if it will help. Let's tell him exit. So he will get only the errors. If you try to open PowerShell like this one, run as administrator. Let's see if we can use this one. So we'll do that and no. So do that. So failed. Why it failed? So get content. So okay, let's tell him exit and try to run it from Windows PowerShell administrator. let's see if we can get paste and try to run this commandlet and see what it will do. Now we cannot find temp, so okay, let's put it in CBS errors. CBS, let's try to read this and let's try to see this one. So let's get the errors. If it gets the errors as it was intended, we will open this PC and try to open the file. So here is the CBS errors. So okay, he succeededly get the errors only. We have some errors, invalid package. Okay, and what is the name of the package here? Package, we can see KB. So we have a problem concerning a certain package. Okay, here this is the package KB so and so. I think this is an update maybe. So okay, this is good. We can see that it's already got the errors, so we can focus on the errors only. So that's good. Let's continue with the exercise. So address pending store consistency. Resolve issues related to pending store consistency check. Indicates a pending store consistency check. Run the commandlet DISM scan health and restore health. Okay, so this will check the health of our protected file systems or the files in the SX folder. Reboot, verify the pending check resolvers by reviewing CSBS. Okay, very good exercise. I think we have a bonus challenge here. Diagnose a complex issue involving SFCs and absence packages. A user needs a feature, but it's marked as both SFCs and absent in CBS log. Identify the log. Cross-check if state using PowerShell. Get feature online where object feature. So this to get the feature if it is installed or not. And if the package is superseded, get online. If the package is superseded, find and install the newer version of the package is absent, install it manually. So get Windows feature online where object is so. If package is superseded, find and install the newer version. If package is absent, install it manually. Okay, so that's good. Expected outcome, so and so. So very good exercise from my point of view. If you go and see Gemini and the answer to an exercise, if we go there and see the let's go to exercise. Here we have 6 hands-on exercise. Required environment, a virtualized environment with at least one Windows 10 or Windows Server VM. Ideally a separate VM acting as domain controller. CBS log. Okay, we have this. Admin privileges, PowerShell event viewer, access to domain controller, familiarization with CBS. So the structure of the CBS, identify the new administrator, open CBS, use text editors to function to locate the following word, initializing session package capability, FOD. So these are things in the text. For each keyword, examine the surrounding lines to understand the context. Okay, identify at least 3 different packages mentioned in the log. Okay, find an instance where a package was found to be superseded. Identify a line that indicates the start, the end of the trusted install or service. Expected outcome. Should be able to navigate. Okay. Verification. Okay, I think this exercise is not that good. Okay, let's go to exercise 2. If failed operation, a scenario used able to install specific language key, we suspect a problem with the update process. So search CBS 10 failed or error. We have a code to do, or we have a script to get the errors. Invalid package, not found, analyze, so and so. Okay, so this is the package. Okay, I need to know because this is an error in my log. What is this package? Let me try to see what is this package exactly. So this package is related to, this is December technical purview critical update, December technical So I don't think this is technical preview. So this is something or an update that was failed. If I try to open it and see what does it talk about, install this to resolve issues in Windows for a complete listing of issues included, so and so. This is our technical preview. So let's see the 64-bit version of it. And let's see here this info about it. Let's see what it's talking about. Windows Update does not install files if compression is enabled in Windows 10 technical preview. Okay. This is to solve a certain issue. This update is to solve a certain issue. Does not install files on Windows 10 technical preview based computer that is system compression enabled. Note on a computer that uses solid SSD as well, the system is enabled automatically. Okay, anyway, so this is why the cause and resolution update is available to resolve this problem. So Windows does not install on Windows Technical Preview. I don't have Windows Technical Preview that has compression enabled. On a computer that uses a solid state drive as its boot volume, system compression is enabled automatically. So when system compression is enabled, the method that file system used to track file deletion may cause the Windows Update installer to think that the temp files cannot be extracted correctly. This prevents Windows Update from completing. Resolution and update is available to resolve this problem. This is here, you can get it through Windows Update. Anyway, so this is a failure for update. If we go and continue the other things, understanding package capability, the package is applicable to the system. You are deploying a new update to multiple computer organizations. You want to understand how Windows determines which machines need this update. Evaluating. Search for them, evaluating package applicability. Select 3 different packages from these. So, okay. Evaluating package applicability. Search 3 different packages. For each package, examine the logs, the name, the state, information, version, analyze why each package are deemed applicable or not. Expected outcome, you should be able to explain packages that determine package applicability as parent packages, so on. So good exercise. Filter. So again, he is giving us okay, some command. Let's get so and so, pattern failed, get content, pattern package, so and so, find all lines related to this experimental. So I think ChatGPT 4.0 is answer is much better. Investigating component store issues with DISM. Learn to use DISM to check the health of the component store, understand its connection to CBS. Noticing errors in CBS related to package installation, you suspect might be a corruption in the component store. Okay, we will have this commandlets. Okay, so we will run them to repair the files, and then check CBS log again for corruption or repair. Explain so and so. Analyzing group policy impact on Windows updates. What is this? This exercise explores how group policy can affect Windows updates behavior and how these effects might be reflected in CBS. The standard relationship between group policies and CBS. Right, it is okay. Have written two things, specify and run it. Link. What is this talking about? Okay. Examine CBS log of the machine. Look for entries related to group policy setting, update sources, or errors that might be related to GPO changes. I don't know if this is logged in CBS, by the way. So I'm not sure about this info. Okay, let's go to the bonus channel. Combine your knowledge to troubleshoot a complex update failure scenario. A critical security update failed to install on multiple machines. Some users report error messages, some apparent errors, but update never installed. Okay, seems to be good. Let's try another. I think we can stop at this. I can give him another prompt to explain the CBS, but I think this is fair enough. We can stop at this. So we let me see where we have stopped at the slides. We will stop at here, SFC scan now, and now we have a good info about the CBS logs and why we need to see it and examine it, because it contains a lot of useful information. Until the upcoming video, we will continue working with repairing Windows operating system. Hope this video is informative. Hope this video is informative for you all, and thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much.